Hey guys, chat, let's watch the first video. And I'm Levi. And I'm on again.
I recently found out a friend. That kind of sounds like they are doing something. Hello everyone, welcome back to the second channel. I recently found this video of this guy in Japan who rents himself out as a friend. Or as this
What? Crazy.
This video describes it, he rents himself out to do nothing, which actually sounds more suspicious than just renting out a friend. That kind of sounds like they are doing something and it's nefarious.
Oh.
But if you watch the video, it really does seem like they just do nothing.
This Japanese man rents himself out to do nothing.
For example,
Or just stands there.
this man is not doing a darn thing.
Morimoto will offer his companionship to attend events, dine with clients, and sometimes provide a listening ear.
Sometimes he provides a listening ear, other times he just ignores the shit out of you, just like a real friend.
呼ばれた場所に僕が行って、そこで、特に何もしないという。
Roughly a quarter of his clients are repeat customers, including a woman who's hired him 270 times.
That's crazy to hang out with someone that much and not just be friends now. Like, he's still charging her? That would be the biggest hit to my ego ever. If I, paid this guy to hang out with me 200 times, and he at no point was ever like, hey man, you don't have to keep paying me to do this. We're basically like family now. He's still like, no, this is still a chore for me to hang out with you. Even though we're doing absolutely nothing, this is really draining on me and my time.
Crazy.
なんか物を食べたりとかはするんですけど、つまりこう飲み食いはする。あとは、質問に答えたりとか、そういう簡単な受け答えはします。
I answer their questions with simple answers. Maybe you have to pay more for premium answers.
One such client is Aruna Chida, who found out about Morimoto when his business was trending on social media.
友達と一緒だと友達を楽しませなきゃみたいな気持ちがちょっと出るんですけど、レンタルさんだったら黙っててもいい。
Wait, but then why do you hire someone to hang out with if you don't want to hang out with them? She's just gonna be on her phone because she doesn't want to have to entertain somebody all the time? Then why pay $70 for him to come over? This dude is like the real life Subway Surfer clips in the background. She just wants to have a guy around in her peripherals just in case she gets bored. Okay, so it looks like he actually fell into this career through a strange path. When Soji Morimoto was fired from his office job in 2018, his superior had criticized him for lacking initiative and not doing anything of value for the company. Joke's on him because Morimoto, now 41, has since spun a lucrative career out of doing nothing. Honestly, it doesn't really sound like the joke is on him. It sounds like his boss was exactly right. He said, you're not doing anything, and he's like, I'll show you. I'm gonna not do anything. I'm really gonna show you how right you were, man. Whoa, it says
Crazy.
once a client who could not attend a concert with a friend rented Morimoto to take her place. So she didn't rent him to go with her, she rented him to go instead of her. That would be scary for the other friend. Yo, sorry I can't make it tonight, but I'm sending somebody with you instead. You're sending somebody with me? What does that mean? Who? I don't know. I've never met him before. I'm just paying him to come. Don't worry though. He's not gonna do anything. Okay, what do you mean he's not gonna do anything? I'm just saying, you don't have to worry about him doing anything, alright? He does nothing. Yeah, this is freaking me out. I think I'm gonna hire a guy to go in my place too. I have been put in objectively difficult situations, such as standing in line under the blazing sun.
Crazy. Why do they make him stand in the blazing sun? It's crazy. Oh my god.
Standing for hours in the freezing cold, attending parties with only strangers. That's actually your job. That shouldn't be the difficult part. Hey, how was your job of being a professional basketball player today? Not good. They made me touch the ball. Not a therapist. There have been several requests for Morimoto to be a listening ear on clients' bad days. However, when it comes to conversations, Morimoto offers the bare minimum and the simplest of answers. I gotta be honest, good for him for getting the bag and everything, but it's like a rent-a-friend, but it's like renting a really bad, checked-out friend. Wait. Y'all mind if I talk about my dog's food for a second? That's right, gang. It's me, from the future.
Oh my god.
It's not a very exciting future, but I have hung up some of the pictures. Minimum required effort to do this job, which is why I treat them with the best for dogs is air dried, which means that for your dog every day, being a parent, healthier. My dogs love this food. Your dog the chance to fall in love with Sundays and eat some delicious beef beef heart, beef liver, quinoa, pumpkin, blueberries, then you can get 50% off your first.
What's the cost of friendship? What do you
sundaysfordogs.com/Greg. Or just use my code Greg at checkout. That's sundaysfordogs.com/Greg. Thanks to Sundays for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Sundays.
What's the cost of friendship? What do you think? Well, according to a new website, it's about $25 an hour.
Right. And today's morning original 13 Action News reporter Kelsey McFarland shows us how people are making a living on rentafriend.com.
Yeah, that's right. Just like you could go online and rent furniture, a movie, or some clothing, you can rent a friend. This is a list of people in Las Vegas that can be your friend for a day, and there's more than 100 pages of options.
So it sounds like this is a thing in the US too, and there's a whole website where you can do it. I wonder if they all specifically do nothing, or if that's just that one guy's thing.
You don't want to go to a work event alone, dying to see a concert but have no one to enjoy it with. Nikki Souza is your girl. You just have to pay her $30 an hour.
It sort of feels like you're just a tour guide, essentially. You feel like a private tour guide. So you meet with people and you're like, hey, let me show you my city. Let me show you the cool things to do that I love.
Okay, well, that's kind of an interesting use case. At first, I was like, how is she a tour guide if you guys are both going to a concert that neither of you have been to before? But in the case where you're like in a new city and you want someone to show you around, I could see this being useful. I do gotta be honest, though. In my head, everybody on this website is trying to kill me. And so I would be too scared for sure to ever use something like that. Whoa, you can buy a family in Japan? I guess rent one, not buy one. Well, what is buying except for renting forever? It's more of a philosophical question, I guess. Meet Ishi Yuchi, a father, a loving husband, a friend, the perfect boyfriend, the long-lost uncle, and lastly, the founder of Family Romance. Why is it called Family Romance? What's the romance part? Is that just like a bad translation? Yeah, this might take a very disturbing turn. I hope it doesn't. At 43 years old, Yuchi has taken on several roles for countless clients. A father to over 25 families, and a husband to over... I'm going to think myself into one of these roles and lose my own identity. It sounds like he's realizing during this interview what a bad idea what he's doing is. Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, I do this with so many families, I don't know who I am anymore. Actually, I'm terrified of forgetting my real family. I don't want to do this anymore. When you hire a stranger to be your spouse or your parent, for some in Japan, the rental family is the answer to avoiding awkward social situations. Yeah, as long as you don't think that hiring an actor to play your parent or spouse is an awkward social situation. I get that this is largely because Japan has this like big loneliness problem. There's not a lot of young people, not a lot of young people looking for love and all sorts of stuff like that. So it is kind of sad, honestly. But you know, maybe instead of renting a family or friends, there should just be like a service that can connect you with friends that are real friends. Then that way you both don't have to pay each other. Yo, someone should start that business, honestly. I would be curious, actually, I'd be curious to see like why people aren't doing that.
It's a way to use the power of technology to make new friends.
This way, people get to go out and meet people and do so much more things.
Scott Rosenbaum came up with the idea 10 years ago after seeing dating apps, but nothing for people just wanting to make friends.
I didn't like that picture of the CEO. I feel like usually when you see pictures of CEO, it's like a really clean headshot. This one is like a really, almost looks like a mugshot, actually. This guy is not your typical CEO. He wants to kill you just as much as everybody else on this website, I think.
Friends in Phoenix.
Then get searching. In Phoenix alone, I found more than 200 pages of potential friends.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm from Phoenix, and I've been on Rent a Friend for a little over a year.
As a single mom living in the Valley, Chris says the site looked like a great opportunity.
I really needed to get back out there and be around people again, and I figured this was a great way to meet new people.
But it's not just for fun, it's also a business. On top of the membership fee, each friend charges you by the hour.
It is really appealing. I mean, and I think that's why so many people are on the site.
I feel like you gotta think that you're sick as hell to put yourself up on this website. Like, I would worry that I'm like such a bad hang that people wouldn't get their money's worth and they'd want like a refund hanging out with me. Maybe if I got like really good at a niche talent so that if at any point it did get awkward or boring, I could be like, you want to see me do a backflip?
Nicole, nice to meet you. It's the same reason why Joe says he signed up, and he's made thousands doing it.
I've had anywhere from people wanting to go to the bar to meet people that are new in town just don't have any friends.
Sound too good to be true? Well, depends on how you feel about meeting a total stranger. But the website doesn't do all the work for you. The friends that you meet and connect with aren't being background checked, so you're responsible for your own safety.
Dang, he really said try at your own risk. You're responsible for your own safety. That doesn't make me feel better about this service, I'll tell you what.
The site even offers tips before heading out to meet your new friend.
Use common sense. Most importantly, you always want to meet in a public place.
Ultimately, use the same judgment you would for any internet-based interaction.
I feel like it's the same grounds as Facebook, anything else. You're obviously going to have, potentially anyway, have issues with people misusing it just like anything else. I mean, nothing in this world is 100% safe.
That was Nicole Valdez reporting. If you meet somebody through the site, you hit it off. You don't have to keep paying that person to be your friend. The creator says that person can stop charging you whenever they want.
But chances are with your dork ass, they're gonna keep charging. Sorry, Buster. This is actually a good idea. You can overcome your social anxiety by facing your fear head on and build up your social skills. Okay, you know what? I'll actually say that's fair. This could be a cool way to kind of practice your social skills if that's something that you struggle with. Then you don't have to worry about embarrassing yourself in the real world, so to speak. Sounds dangerous. Ain't nobody trying to get abducted by the Night Ripper. The Night Ripper? Did he see something in the video I didn't see? I go back and there's like the profile pictures of people on the website, and one of them is just like an evil demon called the Night Ripper. It's got an interview with the Night Ripper. It's like, yeah, I just signed up because I like going to concerts and wanted to go with people. This is just the name I was born with. I don't like night or ripping. So, been on that site for years and no one has rented me. Yeah, that's really sad. That would also be a huge hit to your ego. If everyone's like, actually, I'm gonna need you to pay me to hang out. You sound so boring. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the second channel here. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
My controllers. Is that a song? I don't want to play song. No.
What's up, Greg? I'm Danny Gonzalez, and this is the Wired Autocomplete.
No.
Alright guys, I'll admit, I am very late to this topic, potentially even like a month late, depending on when this video comes out. But in my defense, I'm a dad now, alright? I have a baby. He's 5 months old. I have better things to do than sitting here talking to a camera alone in my room. Like watching Jason Nash live stream on TikTok. Alright, Sandra, thank you for the money. Kevin, thank you for the money. Can you guys send me $1 million? Turns out I can do both at the same time though, so now I'm here. If you've been on TikTok lately, there's a good chance you've seen former Vlog Squad member Jason Nash constantly live streaming, compulsively urging his fans to send him money. I know I have. A lot. This man is constantly live.
Here we go, 118. Guys, don't forget to follow my podcast, All Good Things Podcast. We just spoke about it. We need...
Yo, who is...
If you enjoyed that 30 seconds of silence, guys, make sure to go check out my podcast. You're gonna love that. It's completely silent for an hour. Like me, a lot of people were pretty confused to see this. At one time, Jason Nash was a part of the most popular group on YouTube, and now he's battling the Joker for gifts on TikTok.
What a way to start the day with Tommy Two Coats. Tommy, thank you so much for being here.
If you've never seen one of these TikTok gifts battles before, basically there's two creators, and you send gifts to the respective creator that you're watching. This bar at the top indicates who has the most gifts, and when time runs out, whoever has the most gifts wins. Their prize? All of the gifts that they got during the battle. And then the second place person also wins all the gifts that they got during that battle. So needless to say, there's a lot at stake. This is a live stream where Jason is actually battling his wife, Naveen.
Why don't you come down in the room? I'll let you in. You can come back in the house now.
Yeah, come back in the house, man. You look like Batman standing over the city. Now, hang on. If they're married, aren't the gifts just going to both of them? What kind of charade is this? Now, at first, I kind of assumed that most of the people watching these live streams were children. And I was like, ooh, that is super weird, just like asking children for money. You're basically just asking them to steal their parents' credit cards. In a way, I sort of thought of Jason Nash as like a babysitter, but he's also babysitting 1,000 other kids. And if you start choking, he's not going to call 911 because he can't see. But after tuning into a few of his streams and actually like clicking on some of the profiles of people watching, I realized that it's actually mostly adults, which was very surprising to me.
That's good.
What are we doing here? Stop that. I promise you there are like a billion other better uses for your money than helping Jason Nash's wife crush him in a gift battle. Fun as it may be. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I think that it's kind of a very interesting look at the career span of a creator. It's a pretty new career, all things considered. And like nobody's been a full-time online creator for 40 years. So we don't really know how long this career is supposed to last or how it will evolve over time. So I think it's worth looking at why Jason Nash is here. Between the years of 2016 and 2020, David Dobrik was seemingly at the top of the YouTube ecosystem. What started as David just sort of goofing around and filming his friends as up-and-coming content creators quickly turned into partying all the time, collabing with huge celebrities, huge giveaways, and giant sponsorship deals. And if you didn't watch the vlogs around this time, you might think that David was like the biggest part of them, but it was actually more his friends doing the heavy lifting. David was always behind the camera, and sure, he would laugh a lot, and you'd hear him laugh, but I really feel like the reason people tuned in was sort of to live vicariously through David and experience the goofiness that was all of his friends. So while all of the vlogs were on David's channel and David was inevitably the most popular member of the vlog squad, I really feel like he owes most of his success to his friend group. But it was a fun time. I watched a lot of the vlogs back in the day and I really enjoyed them. It felt like you were a part of this friend group. And in a lot of ways, you were like the members of the vlog squad because like the members of the vlog squad, you also were not getting paid for your appearances in the video.
Oh, yeah,
which is something that I always found kind of weird. David's friends never got any sort of payment. Their only payment was in exposure. And so what kind of ended up happening was because everybody else around David wanted to launch their careers off of David's vlogs, they all started vlogging too. But because they would always be hanging out together, all of their vlogs seemed to be just like the same situation from a bunch of different angles. And everybody was holding vlog cameras. It got pretty out of hand for a while there. Eventually though, during the pandemic, a bunch of stuff happened that caused David to take a step back from vlogging. Mainly a bunch of scary accusations about one of his best friends, Dom, and also him almost killing one of his other best friends, Jeff Wittick, by slamming him into the side of an excavator. After losing a bunch of followers and probably more importantly, a bunch of sponsors, David posted an apology saying he was gonna do better. He said he was gonna take steps to make sure his vlogs were a safer environment for the people in them.
And I want to be able to have a place of checks and balances. I want to have HR.
If he had to choose between quitting vlogging or doing it safer with an HR team, he was gonna do that. And then he quit vlogging. Currently, David is still presumably very rich. The only place he really posts is on Snapchat, and from what I can tell, he mostly just goes around and tours really expensive houses and parties a lot. He doesn't seem to have any ambitions of creating more content on YouTube. In a lot of ways, he's sort of like the Great Gatsby of social media now. But without David sort of manning the ship that was the vlog squad, a lot of the other members basically had to figure out other avenues and other ways to make money and maintain their following after the vlog ended. Zane and Heath have a pretty successful podcast now, so does Jeff Wittick. Carly and Aaron, I believe, have a podcast too. But I feel like Jason Nash out of the entire group is having the most trouble adjusting to the post-vlog era. He has a podcast, but it's definitely not getting the same numbers that his podcast with David did, views, back in the day, which David also quit. Despite them, I think, getting a bunch of really great offers that would have changed Jason's life, David decided to quit because he didn't want to do that anymore. He wanted to be the Great Gatsby. So Jason has now been left to fend for himself, and it seems like TikTok gift streaming is what he has turned to.
You excited to go to dinner?
Man, this is content, baby. This is crazy. I didn't know all you had to do is just sit there and stare at your camera and people will just send you money. Why did I write this whole video? So a lot of the response has obviously been kind of cringing at this feeling that what he's doing now is very shady. And I mean, he's not really harming anybody, I guess. It does seem like it's mostly adults sending him money. Obviously, there's always going to be kids online stealing their parents' credit cards, so that's not great. I do get kind of a shady vibe from it just because there literally is no content for you to consume except to send him money. Like, the whole point of this stream is to see how much money Jason can make without having to do anything. That's like the point of the stream.
Melanie, thank you.
Let's Let's go.
And you could argue that Twitch streaming has donations and, you know, a bunch of other live streaming does too. But I would argue that there's at least some content behind that. Someone's playing a video game or they're doing a podcast live and the donations are just a little bit extra on top. It's not the content itself. I've also seen a lot of people wondering like, wait, isn't David super generous? During his vlogs, he was always giving away cars. He was paying for people's weddings, just like handing out PlayStations to people on the street. Surely he could just help Jason if he's struggling financially, right? Wrong. From some of Jason's podcast clips, it seems that that is definitely not the case. But before we get to that, I've got to make some money of my own. Alright guys, let's get those gifts in. James, thank you for the llama. Carol, thank you for the sombrero. Brian sent a Arab? Oh. Is this a gift on TikTok Live? Also, how did you get this one? This one's mine. Well, regardless, this is actually pretty convenient because this video is sponsored by Arab. Arab flavors your water using scent-based taste.
I'm getting tired of streaming, so I don't know. Do we live? Nobody has even been on my stream, so I'll just leave it. Bye.